Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Black Hat 2018. Chuck Harold, SecurityGuideTV.com, SecurityGuideRadio.com, ASIS TV. Oh, boy. That's a lot to say, but the best thing to say is BitDefender.com. Welcome, Joe. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Chuck.
What's your last name?
Sakura.
Sakura. Okay. Now, what does BitDefender do?
BitDefender, we are the #1 provider for security. We have the most active endpoints in the world.
Wow.
Over 500 million active endpoints that we're protecting. So
That's fantastic.
Yeah, pretty good deal. Huh?
Now, you know, I was just talking to some guy today about he tests devices on the internet and endpoints and finds out that they put a device on there, they plug it in, and guess what? No security on it.
Yes.
You know, huge vulnerability problems.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
What role do you guys play in if I build a heart monitor and I don't put in good security?
Sure.
What can you do to help them?
Sure. So we have IoT security. And then we also have data center security too, because all that information is going back somewhere. So,
that's right.
Yeah, so we actually protect everything from mobile to desktop, IoT, and also data centers, our latest.
Now, how did you get to be that big?
Oh, well, we're almost 20 years old, Chuck. So,
really?
Yes.
Oh, I love to hear that kind of stuff.
BitDefender's been around for quite a long time. Have a lot of patents, over 50 patents,
Wow.
well-patented company, and we're around 1,500 employees right now.
Now, what were you guys doing 20 years ago?
Oh, well.
Because that was in infancy, right?
I mean, absolutely. Absolutely. It's when it was all getting started.
Yeah.
All getting started.
I had my first computer in '84.
There
That's
you
how
go.
far back I go.
Well, we're going to say I didn't have one quite that far.
You weren't even born yet. Well, that's okay.
Yeah.
All right, so what do you worry about the most? What does BitDefender think is the biggest problem going on? I mean, you have one sector you're protecting there, but where are we going with all this stuff? I think it's not good.
Sure.
You know,
sure.
it's like getting to the point where what do you do? Just turn the internet off for a week and say, screw it, I can't do anything else about it? I mean...
Oh, well, that's just about impossible. But,
right.
You know, the stuff that keeps us up at night is just everything that people don't know, right? So it's all the education that you have to educate yourself and just be aware. You know, we still a lot of threats still coming in via email, right? Or social media, that type of stuff. So
it's like, did you not get the memo that you don't open something that has your name misspelled and uses lowercase letters? I mean, it's like
Absolutely.
People still fall for it.
Sure. And we're also seeing something new called crypto jacking. So we have a lot of webinars we're doing around crypto jacking. So what that is it's people basically stealing resources, right? And then doing things like Bitcoin mining and basically mining of cryptocurrency.
Oh, I heard about this, yeah.
Yeah, and then actually they're profiting that way because as they mine, they actually earn credits and it's worth something. So
is it kind of stealing my Bitcoin through stealing the encryption codes, or what is it?
There is some of that going on, but this is more around resources. So actually using your bandwidth, your computer resources and internet. So,
all right.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of that. And then we've also, we had an announcement today around storage security. Right, so we're actually doing security around it's part of our data center strategy, where we're actually protecting things like network attached storage and actually watching those files as they go across networks for enterprises.
Now, do you offer services for SOC as a service, or you maintain the security of the data centers? Yeah,
well, so we're a manufacturer, right?
Okay.
So we partner with partners globally. So we sell everything through resellers or partners. They provide a lot of those services. We're the back end, so we do the threat intelligence and the actual IP to make it all happen.
Now, hardware?
Nope, software.
More software.
Software, yeah, it's all software.
I've always thought, and I've talked to a few companies that are putting the hardware in front and making the hardware the place where it stops.
Sure.
And they're building, I don't know if they're building software and the hardware makes sense, you know what I'm saying? But that device becomes a protector as opposed to the software.
Right. Well, but there's no borders anymore. So that used to be the way we used to protect things. So we used to put a border on the outside and say, stay out, bad guys.
Right.
That just doesn't work anymore. With mobility, IoT, everything, the world changes so fast. So there are no borders anymore. So that's why going with the solution, we cover everything, like I said, traditional to all this new cloud security, hyperconvergence. We have a big partnership with a company called Nutanix. They're here in town too. They have a big conference that we're doing 2 conferences at once. We're one of their big partners too, so we're really protecting in all aspects.
What would you tell the average person to make themselves safer? Because it really all is about human error.
Yes, absolutely.
In the long run, it's like I turn my computer off 3/4 of the day.
Sure.
I used to let it run all the time. I said, you know what? I'm giving myself 3/4 to be vulnerable. I can take it away.
Right.
Simple things like that, right?
Right. Well, I mean, I'd probably say the top thing I would recommend, I've been in security for 20 years, education. Educate yourself, like I said. And if it seems it's too good to be true, if it seems kind of not right, it's probably not right. So you really need to just educate yourself around that. Obviously, put as much protection as you can and can afford. Go with a manufacturer that has the highest stop rate out there, but really it comes down to education. Education is something, no matter if you're a home user, largest corporation out there, it's all education.
What does Bitdefender think about state actors? Are we ever going to be able to do something about that? I mean, they're going to take our grid down eventually. I just know it.
There's a lot of threats out there, right? And that's the thing.
You think we're doing a good job as a country to...
I think we can always do better.
Yeah, but
right?
are we one of the better countries that defend against that?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But I think there was an article that came out yesterday, really, from Homeland Security, encouraging all of us in both the private sector and public sector, we all have to work together.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of consortiums that we're a part of that really sharing that intelligence and doing what we can to protect ourselves.
Yeah, we got to share.
Absolutely.
And the agencies, the government agencies, not secret scroll stuff, right? They don't want to give you too much.
Sure.
I think we can only solve it by sharing.
Yes.
Literally.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because we got to be a team, not law enforcement, Bitdefender, and against the bad guy. It's got to be us together. I think that's why it works.
Absolutely, hand in hand.
Joe, thanks for coming on SecurityGuideTV.com and ASIS TV. Good luck to you.
Thank
you.
You
don't look like you've been in security 20 years. You look too young for that.
Oh, boy.
You got to get some of this stuff up here. Thanks for coming on the show. Back in a minute here, Black Hat USA 2018.
Thanks, Chuck.